Okay, I'm going to teach you how to make these closed wings. Okay, obviously you can make them shorter and longer, and I'll explain how to do that. Okay. Typically, I chain cast on. Okay, typically I chain cast on 15 for my average, but if you have to do a shorter wing, you can cast on 12, you can cast on 10. If you want a longer wing, you can cast on 20. It's all about when you cast on, you're doing the same technique. Okay, okay. So create your loop, bind, pull through, bind, pull through. So I typically do 15 for the average bird, but you may want to count, and the technique is the same. Okay. Now, the thing about the wing is you can chain cast on this way, and then when you go to do the other wing, you need to chain cast on that way. Okay. And the reason being is you've got to switch up what you're doing. Okay. So I'm going to cast me on, chain cast on 15, because that's what I'm doing for this particular bird, and that is what I do on average. $14 and put that loop on 15. Alright. Now, you chain cast on however many you want. 15 is about the average I've been doing. When I move it into the parrot tropical birds that are a bit bigger, I'll probably switch over and do more like 20. If you're doing a shorter bird, that'll probably be like a hummingbird or like a chickadee, then you'll want to go to 12. Okay. So the first thing you want to do, chain cast on however many that you're going to do. If you want a shorter wing, less, longer wing, more. And the first thing you're going to do is just knit your way over. So that's your first row. Knit. Alright. Okay. So there's a patterning that starts in here pretty quickly. I always slip my ends. And basically you're just slipping this end. And you'll be slipping this end when you chain cast on and work your way back. Okay. Alright. So you're going to work your way out by 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. And you need to remember, so you may want to mark your purled pegs. Okay. So I'm going to slip 1, purl 1. Then slip behind, knit, slip, and then purl, and then knit, slip, and then you're going to purl, and knit. Then you're going to slip, purl, knit, purl, you're going to slip, knit, purl, knit. And slip, and oops, purl, knit, purl, knit. You're creating a rib stitch. You're starting to see the pattern. And then you slip your way back and then purl, knit, and slip, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. You can see the patterning starting here, okay? You're always slipping that last one, and then work your way over. As I said, you want to mark probably what your purls are or what your knits are. Okay, so knit, purl, knit, purl, knit. I'll show you one more row to get to, and then I'm going to let you continue the process of finishing this out. And then I'll show you how to finish the last couple of rows. I think there's one bird I did a little differently at the top. I think it's the red-winged blackbird. Purl and knit. Okay, so you should get the patterning. Just keep adding one, 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 one. Add one all the way over to here, and then I'll show you what to do next. Alright, so go ahead, pause the video, and get your single add-ons all the way over to here. Okay, so continue this patterning until you're over here, and then we will complete the wing. Pause the video and get that much done. Okay, as you can see, I have worked my way all the way over. I'm going to work my way back, slipping that end, and purl knit my way back. Okay, and here is where it may change on the pattern. The red-winged blackbird, I think I probably changed the color at this point and knitted my way over with yellow. And then I think I ended up doing 2 rows of knit with the yellow. And then I did a change in color to red. And I did a prep decrease in red, brought the stitches together and did another knit and then did a drawstring. So things like that may be adjusted to a pattern in order to create a coloring at the top. Okay, but you will see that in the written pattern, but this is the general gist of how to do a wing. Okay, alright. Now, as you can see, there is your shape. Okay, now what you want to do, you have the option to do a knit over and a knit back. Okay, and on my earlier ones, I think I did this one, where you see I did a couple of rows where you do a knit and a knit back. You can do that. Okay, if you want more of a top to it. Okay, so this is kind of where it adjusts. So if you do a knit there and a knit back, keep in mind always slip the first. Alright, So what you're going to do is you're going to knit that second one, move that stitch back, toss the bottom loop over, move it over. Now you may think it looks like I'm binding off. I'm not. You're now going to skip that one and you're going to knit the next 2 stitches. You're going to move that second stitch back over to the first peg, toss the bottom loop over, and then move it over. Okay, skip that, knit the next 2. And this makes it where you don't have such a bulky decrease. When you do the drawstring bind off, it really reduces that excessive bulkiness around the wing. Okay. Now, if you want it smoother, you can do my internal decrease a couple times and get it smoother if you'd like. But I'm not seeing it necessary to do that. But you're going to do this all the way over. And the reason for the odd number, it just makes it easier to keep up with. Knit, purl, knit, purl. So if I ever do odd numbers, that's all I'm after, is trying to make it easier for you so you aren't having to think so much. That can be difficult to keep up. Okay, so this is what I call prep decrease to do a broad drawstring bind off. Cut you a long enough tail where you can sew on your wing. And what I like to do is I don't like to start here. I like to start over here. Toss it over, pull through. So now you're going to do a drawstring bind off. Now it's really easy to get the other wing going, and I'm going to show you that. I'm not going to show you the whole steps again. I'm just going to show you how to get started, and then you do the other wing exactly the same. Okay. You're just doing it in the opposite direction. But now I give 2 options in pattern. You can skip 15 and work your way back, but otherwise you are casting on backwards. Okay. Alright, one last one. Okay, pull off the loom, stretch it out, and there you go. Here's your closed wing, and usually it lines right up with that tail. Now sometimes I'll angle it to where they'll cross in the back, like that. And what I've done is tied these ends together and then wove them into the body. But there. Those are options on how to do it. If you want that kind of crossed over wing look, you can. Typically, it's going to line up and be a little like that, okay? Alright, so that is how you make a wing. Now, if you turn it on the other side, and let's say you make 2, you'll see that it looks different on this side. It's not going to have that same look as it does on this side. Okay. Now what you could try to do is purl it, but I think it's still going to look different right here, in this section here. But if you don't care about uniformity, you can just make 2 of these and then just flip it if you want. But I care about uniformity. So I'm going to show you how to do this so that you have the opposite side wing to get that. Alright. And it's mostly the cast on is different, but the process is the same. It's going to be written the same. Now you can skip 15 pegs and work your way back and then knit and then start that process. Or, and I find this is the easiest method, just crochet cast on. And yes, it's probably going to feel awkward if you're used to doing it one direction. But you get the hang of it. Then it gets easier. So do 15 chain cast on, or whatever cast on that you find. If you want to do the E-rope cast on, it might be easier for you doing the opposite direction. Just now you'll probably have to tighten that cast on. And there are videos out there of how to tighten cast on, okay? So you just do 15 in this direction, and then you just follow the same patterning. And this will give you the opposite. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, and loop 115. Okay. Now, what you want to do is slip that first one and knit your way over and start the process again. Short rowing out. Slip, knit, slip, purl, slip, knit, slip, purl, knit, slip, knit, and slip, purl. You know, the pattern knitting that we just did. Same thing. So you knit your way over. Okay. And then you slip, purl. Okay. You should already see the pattern in the slip, purl. Okay. So that is how you do the other wing. Do the same process, you're just doing it this way. And this creates the mirror image that you need on your wing. Okay. And that is how you go about making the opposite wing of this one and keeping that uniformity. Okay. So you're just working this way. Alright, just like you did this way. So you're creating that mirror image. And that is how you create a closed wing for a bird. And I'm sure some of y'all do the, if y'all are making little angels or something, you can do an angel like this with white and that kind of thing. So here is a closed wing, and that is how you make one. And keep an eye open for more videos on different bird bodies and beaks. We'll kind of isolate it down. So, and that's it.